The movie opens with the chaos of the Second World War, where a Japanese businessman named Saito is being transported with other prisoners back to Japan, forced into slave labor. But unlike the others, Saito is kept isolated, watched closely, like he's already been judged. Not long after, guards drag him in front of the ship's commander. The man doesn't even try to hide his hatred. He coldly tells Saito that betraying his own country is an unforgivable crime and death. That would be too merciful for someone like him. What he's done deserves something worse. And that's when another prisoner is brought in, a British soldier named Bronson. Then the commander reveals his twisted punishment. Instead of execution, they'll be chained together for life, forced to suffer side by side until death takes them both. But when Bronson realizes he's being tied to a Japanese man, he loses it. He yells, begging them to just kill him instead. But no one listens. Their fate is sealed. But right then, everything changes. Out of nowhere, the ship comes under attack. Gunfire erupts, explosions shake the deck, and chaos spreads everywhere. The prisoners revolt, trying to escape in the confusion. And in that moment, Bronson and Saito make their move. They fight back, breaking free from the guards. Then suddenly, a submarine surfaces nearby. A missile is launched, and within seconds, the entire ship is destroyed. Almost everyone is wiped out instantly. Only 3 survive. The commander, Saito, and Bronson. The commander pulls out his gun, ready to finish them both. But before he can fire, the ship explodes completely. Bronson grabs Saito and drags him overboard, jumping into the ocean just in time. The next morning, Saito wakes up. For a brief second, it feels like a nightmare, but then he looks down and sees the chain still locked to his leg. And just like that, reality hits. This is real. He tries to wake Bronson, but he's completely unconscious. Nearby, a dead soldier's body has washed ashore. Saito quietly takes the man's gun, and for a moment, he considers it. One shot, and he'd be free. No chain, no enemy. But just as he raises the weapon, Bronson suddenly wakes up and attacks him. What follows is a brutal fight on the beach. 2 enemies, fueled by hatred, trying to kill each other until a terrifying scream echoes from the water. Both freeze. Something is out there. As they struggle, blood starts dripping from Saito's injured leg, and whatever is in the water, it senses it. In an instant, a creature bursts out, moving with terrifying speed, and drags Bronson away. Saito grabs the gun, aims, and fires. But the creature vanishes back into the water before the shot lands. Silence returns. Bronson is badly injured, shaken, and right here, both men realize something. Their war doesn't matter anymore. Because whatever that thing was, it's far worse. They make an unspoken decision. For now, they won't kill each other. They have to survive. Bronson keeps asking what that creature was, but Saito doesn't understand a word. Still, he doesn't need to. This island is not safe. Saito, overwhelmed and hopeless, starts to break. He tries to end his own life, but Bronson stops him immediately. He looks at him, almost frustrated, but also understanding. Then he takes the last bullet from his gun and hands it to Saito, not to die with, to fight with. Because now, they're in this together. They start scavenging whatever they can from the shore. Bronson finds cigarettes and offers one, but Saito refuses, his eyes filled with quiet pain. While searching, Bronson finds the body of a young soldier, someone from his own side, and this hits him hard. He breaks down, grieving, angry at the war, even though Saito doesn't understand the words. So, instead of reacting, he offers him water, and for the first time, there's a small moment of humanity between them. As night falls, they set up a rough camp. Saito offers Bronson a better shoe from a dead soldier, but Bronson refuses, still holding on to his resentment. Hunger kicks in, so Saito cooks simple crabs from the shore. They eat together, slowly beginning to communicate. Not perfectly, but enough. Names are learned, small words exchanged, and little by little, the tension starts to ease. Later, Bronson tries to break the chains using a makeshift tool, but it doesn't work. Saito watches, then points to a weak spot. Bronson doesn't understand the language, but he understands the gesture. He tries again. 2 solid hits. Clank. The chain breaks. Freedom. Now it's Saito's turn. He asks for the tool. Bronson hesitates, just for a second, then trusts him. 1 precise hit. The chain snaps. They're both free. For the first time, they celebrate. Laughing, jumping, relieved. But that relief doesn't last, because something in the darkness is watching them. Saito senses it first. Both grab their weapons, slowly moving to investigate. They find strange footprints, not human, and then a voice from behind. They turn. 2 Japanese soldiers and a prisoner. Bronson instantly tenses. He expects Saito to betray him, but instead, Saito hands him a weapon and tells him to hide. Saito stays behind, acting normal as the soldiers approach. The soldiers question Saito, asking if anyone else survived the shipwreck. He calmly tells them no, that he's the only one left. For a moment, it almost works, but then they notice something. Scattered belongings, footprints, signs that someone else is here. One of the soldiers steps closer, gripping his sword, and reveals something chilling. Before the ship went down, there were rumors about a traitor chained with an enemy for over a year. He demands to know where the enemy is. Saito doesn't hesitate. He points toward a grave nearby, claiming the man is dead. For a second, there's silence. But then another soldier steps forward, calling him out. Not just a traitor, but a liar. He raises his blade, ready to end Saito right there unless he tells the truth. And just as the tension peaks, a loud, unnatural crash echoes through the island. Everyone freezes. Even the soldiers feel it. Something isn't right. The prisoner with them completely breaks down, dropping to his knees, begging for his life, terrified of whatever is out there. One of the soldiers is sent to investigate. As he moves deeper into the jungle, he stumbles upon a cave and, without thinking, walks inside. Big mistake, because hidden between the rocks, the creature is waiting. He senses it too late. He turns, swings his sword, but the creature is already behind him. In one brutal strike, his arm is torn away. The others hear it. Another soldier panics, thinking Saito caused it, and lunges toward him. But before anything happens, Bronson steps in from hiding and attacks. He wounds the soldier, gaining the upper hand, and is just about to finish him, when suddenly the creature appears again. In one terrifying motion, it takes the soldier down instantly and hurls his body aside like it's nothing. The creature doesn't stop there. It turns to the remaining prisoner, who tries to run, but doesn't make it far. Within seconds, he's gone too. Saito and Bronson exchange a look. No words needed. Run. They sprint into the forest. Then, Bronson trips, falls hard. The creature is right there. No time. He fires his gun, misses, and just like that, his last bullet is gone. The creature grabs him by the throat, ready to finish it. But suddenly, Saito comes back, attacking the creature head on, forcing it back just enough to free Bronson. They run again, desperate, until they slip, crash down into a narrow drop, hitting hard. Both are badly injured. The next morning, they wake up, broken, barely able to move. Saito notices something lodged in his chest, a sharp object, deep inside. He grips it, pulls it out. Meanwhile, Bronson tries to stand, but he's stuck on a wooden log hanging dangerously over a waterfall. The moment he shifts, the log moves, and he falls, disappearing into the water below. After a struggle, he somehow makes it back to shore, alive. Now they're separated, alone again. They move, slowly, painfully, trying to find each other, but as evening approaches, they fail. Bronson exhales, alive, again, but right after that, he sees something far worse. The creature, up close. But this time, it's different. It's not attacking. It's treating its wounds, applying something like it understands healing. And right here, Bronson realizes something terrifying. This isn't just a beast. It thinks. It understands. And before he can process it, the crocodile suddenly attacks the creature, dragging it into the water. For a moment, it seems like the crocodile might win. But then, the creature rises again, and in a single brutal motion, it tears the crocodile apart. Saito stumbles through the forest. He loses his footing and falls straight into a hidden pit. And what he sees sends a chill down his spine. A severed head, not human, another creature, just like the one hunting them. For a moment, fear takes over. But then he realizes it's dead, which means it can be killed. He searches the area and finds a gun near another corpse. Empty shell casings scattered around tell him everything. Someone fought back and won. Now, armed with both a sword and a pistol, Saito makes a decision. He's not running anymore. He's going to hunt it. Meanwhile, Bronson discovers the wreckage of a broken plane, half submerged in water. He carefully makes his way inside, scanning everything. Supplies, tools, a flare gun, a lighter, cigarettes, and then something unexpected, a bomb. He stares at it, and you can see the idea forming. Soon after, the two finally cross paths again. Relief hits instantly, but there's no time to celebrate. Saito urgently tells Bronson he needs to show him something. They move quickly, deeper into a cave, and what they find changes everything. Inside, an egg. Bronson steps forward slowly, focused, determined. But Saito stops him, warning him, but Bronson doesn't back down. To him, this ends one way. Either it dies, or they do. So, he reveals his plan. The bomb. They carry it together, struggling under its weight, bringing it into the creature's territory. But when they finally set it down, they realize something's wrong. The trigger is damaged, unstable. It could go off at any moment. Saito immediately urges him to leave, but Bronson isn't done yet. He remembers something, an emergency hammer back at the plane. That could fix it, but there's a problem. Someone has to stay behind to activate it. Saito looks at him and quietly says this is his responsibility. He's willing to stay to end it. But before anything is decided, a low, terrifying growl echoes. The female is returning. Back toward the plane, Bronson lights a flare to cut through the darkness. Saito stands guard, while Bronson struggles to pull out the hammer. It's stuck, and then the creature appears. Right in front of Saito, no hesitation. Saito charges. What follows is a brutal, desperate fight. Finally, Bronson frees the hammer. He joins the fight. Together, they push the creature back, forcing it closer to the plane. Blow after blow, they strike it. But then, the flare light begins to fade. Darkness creeps in, and just like that, the creature disappears. Gone, they rush back to the cave, determined to finish this once and for all. Saito stands guard again, while Bronson fixes the bomb. But from behind, the creature strikes. Saito reacts instantly, stabbing it straight in the chest. But the creature retaliates, slamming him into the wall and turning on Bronson. Bronson takes a heavy hit, badly injured, but Saito, somehow, finds the strength. He grabs the gun, aims, and fires directly into the creature's eye. It roars, releases Bronson. Saito fires again, misses, then quickly shifts his aim and shoots the egg. It bursts, and in that moment, something changes. The creature pauses, and Saito rushes forward to help Bronson. But it's too late. Bronson is dying. He hands over everything he has, silently telling Saito to leave. Saito hesitates, but he understands. With heavy steps, he walks away. Behind him, the creature sits with its fallen offspring, and Bronson activates the bomb. A massive explosion tears through the cave. From a distance, Saito sees it. Then, that same horrifying scream. The creature is still alive, now it's personal. Saito runs through the forest. He reaches the shore, falls to his knees, broken, empty, but then he remembers Bronson, his sacrifice, and something inside him ignites. As the creature charges toward him, he sets a trap. At the last second, he bursts out from the sand, attacking with everything he has. The fight is brutal. With one final strike, he tears into it, bringing it down. The creature collapses. Saito walks up to it, but instead, he stops. He doesn't kill it. He plants the sword into the ground beside it and steps away. The fight is over. He collapses on the sand, and everything goes dark. Hours later, he wakes up, not on the island, but on an American ship. An officer stands before him, questioning him, with a translator by his side. They ask about Bronson. Did he help you? Saito says nothing. Then they ask about his crime, and quietly, he answers, he killed his own commander, because he was sending his men to die for no reason. The officer keeps asking about Bronson, and in that moment, memories flood back. Two enemies, turned survivors, turned brothers. The officer finally asks, is anyone else alive on that island? Saito looks out toward the ocean and says, no, but as the ship sails away, the camera reveals the truth. More of those creatures, because some nightmares don't end. They just wait for someone else to find them.